That's funny.
Hey, right now it's time for our one-on-one segment. Eric Winston going one-on-one with Billy Washington here in the third quarter. Chance for them to sit down and talk a little bit more about comedy and football as well. Right now we want you to check out a video as we get the set ready of one of Billy's parody songs.
I hope this is a good one.
This is funny.
So I just found out that my great-great-grandfather was a runaway slave because my great-great-grandmother was a bitch. I'm actually adopted, and I have no idea who my biological mother is, and for that reason, I do not date older women. If I was white and I got in a fight, I wouldn't be the first one to go to jail. If I was white and I got on a flight, people would want to sit next to me. I'm not singing this song to say that anything's wrong. But if I was white, I could go anywhere, and white women wouldn't ask to touch my hair. If I was white, heaven knows this song would be on the radio.
Is that one right here? Oh, okay. Nice.
That's the ever funny Billy Washington. You never been on TV before, have you? Is that Antonio Smith?
No, it isn't. That's Bret Hartmann. He's rehabbing a knee. He's wanting to let me know everything is going okay. The Hitman, baby.
Thanks for.
We miss you, man.
Thanks for being here.
Everybody wants Andre Johnson back. I want Bret Hitman Hartman back, man. That dude, that's my guy.
Did you like the way he tackled?
Yeah. Oh my God. With reckless abandon. Yeah, man. I love that. And it's so funny that he hurt his knee just like just running basically. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's funny.
So you grew up in Houston. You're son of a preacher. Were you a big Oilers fan when you were a kid?
Oh my God, yes. You know, and that's why everything is so important now because of everything that happened, you know, to the Oilers and, you know, the field goals and last minute stuff. And, you know, we always wanted a winner. And the thing is, I just want us to win something for Bum Phillips. That's my biggest thing, because you know you went to the door. This year we knocked on it. Do you know the story?
Sure.
And then next year we're gonna
bust.
Oh yeah, man. You know I can't wait. I mean, you talk about tearing up. Like if something actually happened where you guys can integrate Bum Phillips into some sort of presentation for the people that have been following Houston football, you know, since 1961. Then I think that would be an amazing thing. But yes, I have been following forever, man.
You know his sons are all defensive coordinator, right?
Yeah. He used to coach this other team that I hate.
So,
Well, you think he's going to be there for a while, though? I'm sorry.
I do. I mean, not that I don't think he isn't deserving of another head coaching job if someone wanted to give it to him. I just think sometimes that if you've made enough stops and you've been around places, I think at some point, you know, you end up just kind of, it's like Dick LeBeau almost.
Yeah.
Dick LeBeau had a couple of tries at head coaching, and then I don't know if he'd ever gotten offered again or he just didn't want to go or what his deal was, but I feel like maybe you reach a certain age and, you know, you just don't end up getting the offers again.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's there yet. You know, it's like I said, there's no one that's smarter about football. I mean, just talking to him, you can just tell. You know, I think even his dad, I think, was always portrayed as this kind of country bumpkin that wasn't very smart. And I've always been told that Bum was real smart. He knew.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say Wade's is portrayed as a country bumpkin or anything, but he's kind of this jolly, happy guy, but he's so smart about, you know, defense and football, and always knows, you know, he's always pointing things out on special teams and this, watch out for this, and what, you know, it's like, wow, okay, this guy, you can obviously tell this guy just spent his whole life around football because he's seen it all. what did you think when they brought him back here? I mean, what were you hoping for? You know, coming off last year, obviously a big disappointment for us last year. When they announced that he was going to be the defensive coordinator, what were you?
I was happy about that, but that was sort of the least of my concern. I mean, not really the least of my concern, but I just thought that the defense needed to add more talent, and not that I thought the defensive coordinator from last year was doing a great job. I just didn't know that with basically the same defense, other than a few additions, a few very important additions,
sure.
that you guys would be as good as you are this year.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. And, you know, and the other thing is that, you know, him being from Dallas, and I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I don't care what team the Dallas Cowboys play. I want the other team. Like, I don't care if the Cowboys play the Ku Klux Klan. That's how much I hate. I'd want the other team to win. You know, I'd show up at the tailgate and all my Klan regalia, my hood. Go, Grandmaster, go. I would, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Well, maybe you don't. But I hate the Cowboys. And for him to come from the Cowboys and to have the success that he's having here, yeah, you know Jerry Jones doesn't like it.
It does got to burn.
And I love that.
Especially with their defense now squandering a couple late leads.
Yeah.
Our defense seems to be always holding on and doing what needs to be done. So you started off as a cop in Houston. We talked about that for 5 years. Yeah. And got into comedy.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of your bits, like a lot of the story? Because I'm sure as a cop, you spend 1 year on the force, and I'm sure you see things that you can't believe. You spend 5 years, I'm sure you see a lot of stuff. I mean, are some of those stories, do you make some of those stories into part of your routine?
You know what's funny? Like, I always talk about that story when I do shows and radio shows and whatever. But, you know, there's a fresh take on it now. Because my daughter, who's she's 22 now, and she's a dancer for the San Antonio Spurs, and she's graduating from college this year. She was asking me about it, and I'd never really come to the realization as to how these two occupations parallel. But the thing that she asked me, and I thought was like really cool. She's like, "Do you think it's a control thing?" Because it basically is. It's like, as a cop, you know, you want to be in control of the situation. Everybody that you're around, you want to walk in, and you totally want to be in control of that. And the same parallel exists within stand-up comedy. It's like, when I'm in that room, you know, I want all the attention to be focused on me. Not in a narcissistic way, but just in that way, just give me a chance to let you know that this is worth your while being here.
Kind of respect that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I guess it is some sort of a controlling thing that sort of, the reason why I gravitated to comedy, because it's one of those things that I can do something that I like, but still be able to be in control of every situation that I'm in, you know, just like I was when I was a cop.
That's why you like tennis. You don't like playing team sports.
Don't like playing team sports.
You don't like playing teams. You always got to have the ball at the end of the game, huh?
But I tell you what, man, when Billy White Shoes Johnson was around, I absolutely wanted to play wide receiver for the Houston Oilers. Absolutely, man. Haywood Jeffries was my dude. You don't know any of these guys. You were.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Really?
I was a kid.
I
remember playing on Tecmo Bowl.
Playing who?
Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
Nintendo game.
Yeah. So,
those are good teams.
But yeah, man. I mean, like, I've always been like the Houston sports fan, and like when the Rockets finally pushed through, I thought that the curse would be over for everybody. But then, you know, like I mentioned, I think that the Tony Baselli thing early in the when the Texans were developing, you know, with the contract situation or whatever, and he got hurt, and some money was locked up, and it was weird, and capers, and everybody got hurt, and it was weird, and you just never know when you're going to break through. So this Monday is a great Monday for me, not only because I'm on your show, but because I finally feel like we are fielding a winner. So
there you go.
Kudos to you guys, man.
Thank you. When you started out, did you have in your head, did you say, okay, I want to be this kind of comic, or has your routine, I guess, way of going about it developed over the years?
I wanted to impress people. Like, you know, I wanted to be in a position where people can see me and not only like laugh, but so I can say stuff that people could look at me and go, wow, you know, that's impressive, but still make it funny. And not in a way that I look like, you know, I was bragging all the time, but just like information that I had that other people wouldn't have, or, you know, random knowledge that I had about a certain subject. I'd always like to shine a light on that so that people can look at me and go, well, you know, I didn't know that, and not only do I know it now, but he found a way to make it funny. But, you know, throughout the career, man, there's been a lot of like really rewarding things. It's probably, do you have kids? Probably goes the same with your kids. I mean, there's nothing more rewarding for me, or when my kids were younger, because, you know, school is so competitive. And if they can stand out based on the little amount of celebrity that I had, like the first time my kids saw me on TV, like her whole class saw me on TV, and she was cheering at a junior high school football game, and it was the Def Comedy Jam, and I came to the game, and these kids should have been watching it, but obviously they were. So I came, and they crowded around me, and I was signing autographs, and to see her standing there and the pride that she had, it made it all worthwhile. I mean, I'm sure I don't make as much money as I would in another occupation that I probably would qualify for, but you know, it's a heck of a ride, and just moments like that, I don't think that I could get if I was still a cop.
Yeah.
Or if I was an accountant or whatever. I mean, they'd be proud of me no matter what I did, but I just remember that as being like a real transitional moment in our relationship.
You've been on Comedy Central already.
Yeah.
You've done some big shows. You opened for Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
You mentioned that already. What do you want to do? I mean, what else do you want to do? I mean, obviously there's still levels that kind of keep climbing. You know, what do you have your sights on?
You know what? I'd love to produce, man. You know, I have like really cool reality show concepts. I've written a play that will probably tour next year.
Right.
I'm working on a book called Who's Afraid of Black People. I'll give all you guys a copy. Wow, that was funny. Yeah, it's called Who's Afraid of Black People, but it's actually a story about this comedian who sees ghosts and stuff, and I think it's a pretty cool thing. But anything that I can do in media, you know, I'd want to do. In front of the camera, not so much, but in some sort of creative capacity behind the camera, like I would love to like write on like some sort of cutting edge show, not a sitcom, but I'd love to write on a show like An American Horror Story. I don't know if you've seen that story, or Dexter, or something like weird and surreal. And I guess you'd have to see like what I do on stage in order to make that work. But you know, my comedy isn't, you know, chuckle, my wife this and whatever. I have some really abstract things that I talk about.
That kind of segues into my last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, if you could look at it now, I mean, where are you going to be at in 5 years?
I will have finished this book. I know that I'm about to shoot a concert film with some guys that I tour with, and this tour is called the Sellout Comedy Tour. But you know, I still want to be touring, man. I'm never going to give that up. I want to be producing on some level, and if I can be the executive producer of some show that firmly had my thumbprint on it, I think that's something that I like to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to your producers here after this is over. It'd be nice to be on the show with Vandermeer and Lopez in the mornings, or with Hemsley at some point. but yeah, man, who knows? I'll be successful. I'll be funny, but you know, other than that, man, we'll see.
Billy, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's a big hand.
See, here's Billy now coming up with some more stand-up.
In 1996, I worked in narcotics, and that year I earned $2.8 million. Problem solved. People ask me all the time to go, hey man, when cops confiscate marijuana, do you guys burn it? Yep. A little bit at a time. Tell you what, the thing is, it's very frustrating for police officers is when people cannot determine the difference between being honest and being stupid. You gotta know the difference between being honest and being stupid. Very thin but definitive line between honesty and stupidity. For example, if you find a wallet and it has $1,000 in it and you give the wallet back, that's honest. If you give the $1,000 back, that's stupid. If you accidentally crash into somebody's car and you leave information on their windshield, that's honest. If it's your information, that's stupid. If you admit to your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, or your girlfriend that you have been cheating, that's honest. If they are awake at the time, that's stupid. And finally, if you admit to a police officer that you have been smoking marijuana, that's honest. If you offer him some, problem solved. Thank you guys very much. Thank you so much, y'all. I've been Billy.
My God, thankfully that's over.
Billy. When was that from?
It was Montreal. That was like, wow, when was that? 2001?
Billy, at least you had the sense to wear a suit that would still look nice today.
As opposed to when you had when you were juggling?
And a clip they're going to be showing 10 years later. All my old clips are like, what do you wear? What do you? They don't even listen to any of the jokes. You wore something nice, muted. We could watch that 10 years from now. It's like, oh, look, that's Billy. He looks nice. Me, it's like they never hear any of the jokes. They're like, look, what's wrong with your hair? Look at that vest.
Yeah, but I thought that vest was very fetching.
Did you? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, but at least your smile is the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, but mine is different. Like, hey, what happened to your teeth there? That's a weird. Look,
That's a strong. That set made you, man. That Montreal set. Those are some good jokes, right?
That's
a big night for you.
Oh yeah, no, it was huge, man. It was like one of the biggest shows ever.